Wolfgang, if you interrupt me again, I'm literally going to kick you out of here myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to take your watch.
Right.
I'm going to trade you for mine, Victor.
All right, I'll leave right now. My driver's right around the corner. Here he comes.
Okay.
Come on.
Go. Again, here we go. Waiting for the red light in my beat-up Chevy truck. I look to my right. A black Maserati pulls up. I tip my hat as to say nice ride to a 30-something suit monkey stuck inside. He just looked down his nose and revved his engine twice. And now it was time to give him some advice. The light turned green and that Maz let loose. So I turned the valve on the bottle for my throttle juice. Oh, yeah. I have to admit, it gave me a bit of a thrill when my old Chevy passed him like he was sitting still. So don't judge her by the primer. It's all about what's inside her. A Corvette engine and a 2-speed glider built just to embarrass Maserati drivers. Hell yeah. So there you go, fellas. A little song type thing. There we go. All right. And so there we go. That just kind of shows that sometimes you can buy speed with money.
Right.
Right. Sometimes you can go buy something fast. You can go buy, let's say, GSXR 1000 right off the showroom floor that'll pull a 9-second quarter mile right out of the box.
Oh, yeah.
But it takes somebody real, to take something that's not meant to go fast and make it go fast.
Yeah.
You know, so, and again, like being in motocross, stuff like that, to make your bike go faster, you have to use ingenuity.
Right.
You know, so.
That brings us on to a great subject about coming back into Supercross. But, as you all the viewers know probably by now, we're very huge moto heads. We love motocross, the lifestyle of it, the everything of it, man. It's a true blessing to have. But,
the smell of that racing fuel burning.
Right,
Every little aspect of it.
Let me just tell you this for all of you that have a problem with, showboating their money. Take the professional Supercross riders for, AMA legit shit fucking riders. Rip and tear. Well, every race, like we said last night, they tear down the bike and they build it back up. They got factory support. They got money out their ass coming to them every day. They break their leg, they break their knee. They got the top of the line, doctors and everything to help them get back to where they need to be so they can continue making the money they are.
They do not have an insurance policy, though. They do not have disability or any of that kind of stuff.
It becomes to the point where it's not fun anymore for them.
Right. Well, and I think some of the guys that are really good that get in there and what takes the fun out of it might be the fact that they don't use their money wisely.
Right.
They blow a lot of people.
Yeah,
they get
they
cash
do blow
and
it wide.
gone. But a lot of the guys take that money and they put it towards
they
start
charity.
something like
Andrew Short,
Designs, or they
like Andrew Short, Shorty.
There you go, Andrew.
Very Christian man. Devotes his life to God. Does everything he needs to do for his family. But the point of it is like, take my brother, for instance. Right. Shattered his femur, the top femur of his left leg, man. Ooh. Shattered it.
Yeah.
When we were training for American Ninja Warrior. We got accepted. He was going, we missed our date, but, we were going the next year, and we were training for it, and it was going to be a light workout, and he shattered that damn femur.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're not talking about something that happened a year ago or something. We're not reminiscing. This happened, 3 weeks ago? It happened on March the 30th.
Yes.
Because that was my 42nd birthday, sir.
Yes.
The day that happened. So, and by the way, since we brought him up, how's he doing, man?
He's doing really good.
Outside, wheeling around in the wheelchair and stuff.
Hell yeah, doing little wheelies,
There you go.
Getting it going.
Okay.
He's always a wheelie rider, dude. Always really good at them. But, but back to what I was saying is that's just what defines us, is the average. It's easy as shit to have all the support behind you and break all the bones in the world, but you can get back on that bike and have no problem with it, have no fear.
Right.
But with us average people that are racing, you know, we don't have that. So we're a little fucking crazy, you know?
You have to be.
You have to be a little bit psycho in the head to fucking be able to go out there with no fear that you're going to fuck yourself up. You know, and no, please excuse my French, but damn.
It's a fact.
You know, I've wadded up so many times and it hurts every damn time.
Yeah.
But, you know, you got to throw your leg around a bike.
Early, I was saying something about my back hurting a little bit from carrying an engine, and now, you know, and it's still ragged on.
You know, and my slogan for life is, or my motto is, if you ain't a little weird, you ain't normal. You know?
Everyone.
And there is no normality in life. I don't give a shit who the hell says it. And if normality isn't a word,
if they
just become one.
And if they do say that they're completely 100% normal, they probably got dead bodies in their freezer that you don't know about.
Yeah. You know, man, fucking, I love being weird. I love being crazy. It's fun, but I do it in a safe way. You know, motocross there's so many different ways you can express your craziness in life.
Well,
man.
and living in the country too, we do a lot of motocross type stuff that is just like out in the woods, out in the country, jumping over creeks and stuff like that. I once took my KX250 down a riverbank, and it was all washed out, you know.
Right.
So I go this way, and, you know, KX250, you got to have a little bit of room to turn that sucker around, and, you know, I went down, and there's no place to turn around, and there's like a 30-foot drop down into the Brazos River. So, I mean,
it comes at you.
Hey, but I got it turned around, and I got back. Yeah, I got around, and I got back, and it was a trip. I had never ridden there, and it was just a place off the road I thought to ride, and then I went from Houston to Angleton to, my brother had a KX250, and him and his son had been riding at the same spot earlier that day.
Yeah.
And we hadn't talked about it. And I had never ridden there. He had never ridden there.
Man,
and it was, I live in Houston. He lives in Angleton, and this place is in Alvin, right across from Camp Karankawa, which is the middle part in between the two.
Right.
And they had been there earlier that day, and I went there later that day thinking, on my way to my brother's, like, hey, that'd be a good place to ride.
Yeah.
They were on their way to Alvin and said, hey, that'd be a good place to ride.
Right.
It was a trip, man. It was a terrible place to ride, by the way. Cobra. Okay.
Do you remember back in 93, 94, you had the King Cobra 50cc dirt bike. You remember? Little badass racing Cobras.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you remember the little Pellini 50, the blue one?
Yeah.
I had a little Pellini. My cousin comes up, or not my cousin, this kid comes up at the racetrack, pulls up next to me, and I remember this day vividly.
Right.
Well, I'm thinking I can rip and, shit and rip on this fucking little Pellini.
Right.
Well, I get up next on the line. We're sitting there waiting for the gate drop. It drops. My heart's pounding. I'm going, you know. Dad's sitting behind me. Mama going, woo! Next thing you know, dude, that little damn Cobra just goes, whoa! He's gone, you know. Them little 50s, if anybody knows anything from back in the day in 93, 94, I think they quit making them in 96. But the Cobras, man, holy shit, they're vintage bikes, man.
You know, I worked on a couple of them, dude. An adult can get on one, and you could literally kill yourself on it.
Yeah.
It'll go 40 or 50 miles an hour with you on it, and it's only like 1 foot tall.
It was better than the damn KTM 50s they have nowadays, man. I mean, I swear, these things are fucking phenomenal. And they shitting God.
Yeah, the best 50 on the planet, though, would be the Honda, the Z50.
Yeah.
A little that type 50 that they made them up. They probably still make the damn 50s, I don't know. But those little Honda 50s, man, those are unbreakable bikes.
Oh, uh-oh.
Yep, we just saw a boob.
It still gets us, dude.
Hey, we're sitting here watching 16 Candles, and it's the locker room scene here. Thank you, John Hughes.
You know, and she is a legendary.
Molly Ringwald?
Yes, Molly Ringwald is very beautiful back in her day. Shout out to you.
And Molly, next time you come to the Clarion at the Brownsville Sports Center, maybe we can get an autograph.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
It's not her, guys, in the shower. It's one of the other females on there, because I don't think she did any nudity in this. She's bad, though.
No, she was one of those good girls, which is awesome. Oh, and that brings us back to the women. Ding, ding, ding.
Everything comes around full circle.
Man, the girls, if you cheat, if you are a cheater and you're just with a guy to get it and he won't give it up, that brings me back to my ex-girlfriend, okay?
Yeah.
She said she come up to me after 11 months of being together, and she said that she wanted to get closer to God. I said, okay, let's quit having sex until we're married.
There you go.
You know, because I wanted to get closer, too.
And you don't want to have any babies right now,
right?
So,
you know, I wasn't ready.
My girlfriend and I, man.
I wasn't ready.
Yeah,
and
I wasn't either.
She didn't want it, you know. She did not want to stop having sex, so she cheated, you know. And that's what pisses me off. Girls, if you cheat, anything like that, if you're a player
out there that have willpower and that aren't just looking for that one thing, you know what I mean?
I'll kick you the curb and tell you to turn around and send you on your way. Don't even look back, homie, because I'm not looking.
And even, back in the day, I always have been a bit of a ladies' man, if people don't know that. But, I never really kissed and told. I've normally kept most of you ladies out there that I've dated know that we're probably either still friends, at least on Facebook, and that says a lot,
Yeah.
I don't think I have a whole lot of women out there that just hate my guts.
Right.
And if they do, I didn't hear back, so that's great. Just keep your mouth shut then. I mean, I'm fine with that.
I have one,
that just hates your guts.
Yeah.
Hey, I have one that's
I don't know.
Crazy.
Yes.
I have one super nuts, so trying to hack into my Facebook and shit like that.
Like telling me that she loves me and shit. That I never even had a relationship with you, homie. I don't even know who the hell you are, girl. Like, I'm not in your relationship life. I'm just here to be a friend. Because I've talked her out of some crazy
in a
shit
relationship unknowingly.
I told her, okay, it's kind of a funny story. I told her that I was going to come back home after, in 6 months, working the oil field. And at this time, I was, again, making bad choices in my life on some man-made drugs. But anyways, I told her that I was going to come home in 6 months. And she was like, okay, you promise? I was like, yeah, I promise, girl, I promise. And she was like, okay. Well, she ended up being a lesbian.
Oh.
Well, she hates the term lesbian because she said that she can only love one female in her life, okay? And if this girl didn't want her, she would kill herself.
Okay. That sounds perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, well,
sure.
I talked her out of killing herself,
She wasn't a lesbian. What was she?
I don't know. I tried telling her, and she apparently loved me.
Hey, there's no such thing as a...
Which, by the way, don't get me wrong, I love her to death. She was a great friend, but she was just not my lifestyle of a person,
Right. Well, hey, killing yourself is never the answer.
No.
Even if anybody, if you just...
No,
if
it's
you're
not.
thinking
You have
about it,
so much
call
more to
that
live
number,
for. Or call us. We can talk you out of some crazy shit.
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, no. A little bit like... No. Don't call us about your crazy shit. Let's hear some fun crazy shit.
We do want to hear fun crazy shit, and we're going to try to stay off of... it's part of life, man, and two, the stock market going up and down like a yo-yo, the oil
Fired
is
up.
down low. It's time for another slice of little old slice of chocolate cake, and
Yeah.
I think. Hey, let me ask you a question real quick. Tyler Evans, does that sound familiar to you?
Tyler Evans is
He's a pro supercross guy, or is that the Team Faith kid I was thinking about?
Tyler Evans, yes, sir, is a Team Faith.
Tyler Evans.
Tyler
That's who
Evans.
I
I have him.
500.
I have a poster of him. Okay. Tyler Evans?
The story from last night.
Yeah.
Tyler Evans. Shout out to Tyler Evans and Mr. Evans. And I don't know.
You're thinking of the arena cross champion. He just went to...
No, I'm just saying that he did for Team Faith.
Yeah, remember Tyler, started with a B. I think it's... Man, I forgot, but I never
There's
really...
another Tyler that I would get their names kind of mixed up back then, but
Right.
the point is that...
we got some Supercross books here, thankfully, to refresh our memories.
Yeah, we're looking at some books from Supercross past. And,
you know, back in the day, 2004, Ricky Carmichael, he, racing on the Honda, you know, he did pretty good.